Ladies and gentlemen, we're hopping back into it as we spawn in the game number 1 for the Grand Finals. Down here in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, we have the red Zerg player from Flipside Tactics going for the early pool. Give it up for JonSnow.
And in the bottom right, well, the bottom left, representing Root for Root, it is your Mexican representative, JimRising. Arriba.
JimRising going for that pool first, but not nearly as early of a pool as JonSnow. And would you say that this is one of those situations where you want to go for like this slightly delayed pool and you're going to feel really, really good about that?
Wait, like as
like if you're both going to
delayed?
go for pool first, you want to have your pool first be later than your opponents. You want to have more drones.
Indeed, yeah. 100%, I would say. In that kind of situation, it's gonna favor that player. Micro, of course. Excuse me. I would say micro is gonna be a factor too, and the style that JonSnow is gonna be doing, which is looking to be just straight up lings, and he's gonna expand off of it. Oh. Well, JimRising.
Oh, JonSnow doesn't
go
know.
For the B.
Okay, JonSnow knows.
Okay.
Well, JimRising also knows though. He saw these Zerglings moving across the map with his Overlord. Is hatchery?
He doesn't know like what it is though, right? Like
yeah.
He knows it's early pool, but what is the extent of it, right? Is it banelings behind it? Is he expanding?
Yeah, there is no
this
baneling
is
that's
the
behind it.
Thing about 4-player maps, yeah.
Well, JimRising not gonna even try to engage these Zerglings right now. No point in doing it with just 2 Zerglings of his own. He's trying to get a little bit more information. Drone does have to cancel that hatchery. Baneling Nest is going down very far forward for JimRising. This kind of cute play, I guess maybe using it as a bit of a wall in and also protected by the Spine Crawler. But the Zerglings over here for JonSnow do outnumber the Zerglings for JimRising, and JimRising is going to be losing some drones here.
Uh-oh, yes he is, but he is now equal. He has a Spine Crawler that didn't really help out his mineral line at all.
Yeah. JonSnow, he's taking his natural expansion, so if he kills off any additional drones and just doesn't die to a counterattack, I feel like he's going to be pretty happy with how this is gone.
Oh, for sure, because he's forcing this reaction out of JimRising. It's going to be 10. Canceled the hatchery, and he got a hatchery up of his own, so that was a really cool opener out of JonSnow.
He has to be careful.
Even though JimRising played it, like, relatively safe, That was almost as safe as you could go, aside from getting a Baneling Nest first. That would be the only way to play it safer, I think.
But JonSnow's Baneling Nest isn't finished up, and he's going to be up against JimRising with not only a larger number of these Zerglings, but JonSnow is really going to be relying on, I guess, the Queens to add in defense, but he's not engaging next to the Queens right now. He's losing all of his Zerglings.
Yep. But 2 Queens are pretty good. Making the Banelings out now, but this is going to give JonSnow enough time to react. He's going to get a lot of Lings out, and he's also going to be able to make Banelings very soon.
Yeah, he also has that extra larva from the natural expansion that JimRising does not, so JimRising not really going to have the same reinforcements that JonSnow does have, but here we go. Banelings and Zerglings coming on in.
Oh boy, here comes the Micros. Going to have to be impeccable. He needs to use the Lings on the Queen and the Banelings on the Lings. Can he do it though? Nope. But he's still getting in.
Yeah, losing a lot of his Zerglings over there. He is going to lose a couple of drones as well, but still keeps a drone lead, as well as that faster natural expansion, and JonSnow seems like he's been able to hold.
Yep, he's held. He didn't really lose that many drones.
He has Banelings walking across the map.
Oh my. One is going to go home for safety, though, and JimRising, he's wanting to drone up right now. Luckily, I believe that an Overlord of JonSnow was taken out by JimRising because he was supply blocked.
Well, very, very close over there.
Yeah.
This Spine
I don't know,
Crawler,
man. Spine is going to really pay for itself here, hopefully.
Yeah, it's about zoning out those Banelings, making sure that JonSnow can't really easily commit in and just go for a big dart across over to the ramp. Of course, those Banelings for JimRising also going to make sure that those Zerglings can't do a big run by, but getting an okay hit over there. Not the greatest hit, but not the worst.
See, JonSnow can afford to have like meh hits. Just kind of, he got a few here and there. He's not relying on this attack to win him the game. Like, he's already ahead in the drones. He's looking like, what is he getting? He's getting a second gas. He's not getting the lair yet. So we might just see a big swell of verges and then a Ling flood follow-up in order to finish out the game. Because, okay. Because what JimRising is doing is going for lair, but he's only going to be working off of 2 gases for now. So, I don't know. Do you think he goes for Spire here? Because he hasn't dropped down the Roachborn himself.
Yeah, I mean, I have to think he's going for Spire. He is getting that third gas
If he goes for
geyser
Spire,
as well.
he's dead.
But this is going to be really difficult. When you're trying to go for Spire and your opponent is already getting out their roaches, yeah, this is where it gets really, really dangerous. We have a second Spine Crawler going down, and if JonSnow, like, I am sure you can testify to this, Tempo, in your opinion, ZvZ, and you scout as JonSnow 2 Spine Crawlers at your opponent's front, how big of a reveal is that you're going for, like, some sort of Mutilus play?
Yeah, I think he's trying to sell it, though, with the Roach Warren. So he's like, nah, dude, I'm just scared because I might be behind economically.
Throwing out the front also.
If he's able to get in there and he sees that the gas is being prioritized over the minerals, then I don't know. It could look like the same thing that JonSnow is doing, but I mean, let's be real, yeah. In most cases, it is going to be that Muta.
Yeah. Well, JimRising gonna have to be prepared for the big attack from JonSnow right now. Also want to give a quick shout out before this engagement starts to the creature who was playing in this cup today. Ended up getting knocked out, but I think made it to 3rd, 4th place. But anyways, here we go. Roaches moving on in. JonSnow cares not for your Spine Crawlers, JimRising.
Nope.
He's here to take some more money away from you.
He is going on in, looking to secure game number 1 with a huge Roach Bane attack. And the Mutas are not going to be coming out in time. Even a few Roaches being made because he was just kind of panicked. It's not going to be enough Roaches here. Not even close.
Oh god, with these Banelings moving on in, they've already done enough damage. They have already done enough damage that even if the Mutilus did clean up every single one of these units here, JimRising knows it.
Gee. Uh-oh.
JonSnow, he's setting it up again, man. I'm telling you, he doesn't lose to JimRising.
I feel so bad because it's like, maybe he can pull it off here.
Nope. Yeah, I mean, it was actually a pretty close game in some parts. Like, I don't think JimRising did a terrible job with that. But losing, like, after he lost the natural expansion and he wasn't able to make the damage happen with a counterattack, that's where things really started to fall apart. Everything after that was just, I don't know, adding hurt to the hurt.
Yeah, he needed to make the Baneling that he made not in range of, like, the Queen and the Lings on the ramp. Like, if he made a few of the Banelings, like, behind it and then did that Ling pressure and was messing around waiting for the Banelings to get there, then I think it would have been better. But I think he did it on purpose in order to lure a few Lings out to try to attack it while the rest of his Lings got the surround. But I don't know. It's hard to call.
Yeah, ZvZ is one of those matchups where even like the smallest thing can make a world of difference. Things can turn on a dime, especially in those Ling Bling wars. But we're going to be hopping into game number 2, which will be the map as I go ahead and look that up again. Dusk Towers. Dusk Towers.
Yeah, Dusk. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, let me jump in. Whew.
Yep.
Okay.
Get in time. JonSnow is really good about getting the casters in, man. I've never had JonSnow leave me out of a series.
Really? What a boss.
So nice. I mean, it definitely helps that I am also real ID friends with him, so I can always jump into his games even if he doesn't invite me. But he's never left me out of a series, so.
That's good.
Oh. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're hopping into it. Dusk Towers. We will see you guys there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we can start a little bit earlier on, as there was a slight delay. JimRising considering playing Protoss on accident. Not Kellis.
It was going to be Terran, and JonSnow was like, I wouldn't blame you.
Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're moving into game number 2 in this best of 5 grand finals. The Chairs4Gaming NA Cup number 1. Spawning up here in the top right-hand corner of the map, we have the red Zerg player from Flipside Tactics leading up 1-0. Give it up for JonSnow.
Flipside Tactics. And his opponent, representing Root Gaming, as well as Mexico. He has a huge following in the chat right now, hoping that he can take this game. Give it up for JimRising.
You know, it's
somebody asking what the track list for the last intro, the jungle type beat.
Everything is Monster Cat. Everything is, I think the latest soundtrack, the latest songs that were played were a Monster Cat song called, let's see, Out on a Limb, and the other one was Cheat Codes. So,
Cheat codes.
there you go. Leave Me Alone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right.
I feel like the Leave Me Alone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's like the name that you come up with because you don't want to register an account, but you want to do something that requires you to register an account, and you're like, just leave me alone. Stop giving me these alerts that I need an account to do this.
And there's so many people that did it before. That you have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Also, one of the people that I would anticipate the password for is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or something. Like,
Or password.
password, yeah. One of those people. Better change your password if that was it, man. We
Just
revealed you.
Like your router, it's just like, yeah. But 95% of the people in the world have password as their router password. So, change your passwords if you don't want people bootlegging your stuff.
Yeah, man.
She.
All right.
Well, we have a hatch gas pool versus a pool gas hatch. Or maybe gas pool hatch. I didn't know. JimRising was the one playing a little bit safer here. While JonSnow is just like, you know what? Come at me, bro. We're on Dusk Towers. I don't fear anything.
Ooh. Yeah, but I guess he is going for that slightly earlier Baneling Nest. This is... Did he get... He's foregoing Zergling's speed entirely. No. Sorry. He's not foregoing Zergling's speed, but he's getting up his Baneling Nest before Zergling's speed, which I find interesting.
So this is like the safer style. Seen it a lot more when people go for hatch first. And it just is a safer way of going hatch first. If you go for speed and they're doing a 13-12, then your speed doesn't kick in because you die before it actually is able to, before you're able to benefit from it.
I see. That's cool. Well, both of these players just droning up behind it, so we're not seeing massive amounts of aggression out of either of them. JimRising maybe making one extra set of Zerglings. We'll see if he follows it up, decides to go ham or something on the aggression, but this is definitely one of the maps where you end up seeing third expansions taken a lot earlier as well. Players just... It's sort of funny because I also not only see the early thirds, but I still also see Ling Bling like all-ins, but it's like the exact same all-ins that they would have done off of 2-base, but it just happens on 3-base instead, so...
Instead, right? Yeah, I've seen it a lot too. And also that Roach Ling all-in, the one that we saw in the last game had Banes with it, so that was like fully all-in. Sometimes you'll see this Roach Ling attack, which will actually transition if it doesn't completely kill, but it tends to cripple a lot. So you'll be able to go in, kill a ton of drones, maybe get a hatchery.
Yeah, this Zergling from JimRising, though, makes its way into the main base and the natural, scouts out this super fast layer to coming out from JonSnow, scouts out all 4 gas geysers, and JonSnow's just gonna go into roaches.
I think if he goes for the mutas, kind of like how JimRising went for it, then the fact that it was scouted, JimRising could take advantage of that, and JonSnow's like, okay, you know what? Let's make him think that I'm still gonna go for that, and if he does it, I will be more than ready.
Yeah, I mean, JonSnow, he's going to be producing those roaches a little bit later on, but if he does have some of those resources banked up, he can maybe play a little bit catch up, have that defender's advantage where his roaches are popping out a little bit faster than JimRising, and he can come out pretty okay with the situation. I mean, that is the normal reaction that you have against someone that you scout out is going for early mutas, though, right? You go for the big roach aggression.
This will usually kill the muta player, but JonSnow is not doing that. He is going to hopefully make some roaches of his own, and yes, he will. Takes the third a lot later than JimRising, but... Excuse me, he has a much better drone count here, and he's playing against somebody who is thinking that he's going for muta. So this is going to be good.
But JonSnow also has... He has a lot more drones as well, which, I mean, it makes sense. You want to still get an advantage in some regard. But, I mean, there's still the fact that JonSnow went for the earlier lair. He's not really doing anything with it. Does he actually have enough to defend this? He has a decent number of roaches, but I think JimRising still has more.
Oh, JimRising has more, but what it is that the fact that he went for the drones earlier, as long as he can survive this initial wave, he has a better economy here, and he will be able to pump out more roaches. But that is a lot, Fear Dragon. We saw him hold a really nice attack. I think it was from Panda Bear Me last week. And I don't think he's going to hold this one from JimRising.
Well, Galileo Reconstitution going to be helping out maybe a little bit and kiting back over here. But drones being pulled, and this is the big advantage that JonSnow wanted to hold on to. but he's not feeling like he can really do it. 12 drones on the way right now for JimRising. He's already doing a great amount of damage. He might end up losing all of these forces, but he's going to be skyrocketing ahead in that drone count.
Yep, he is going to be able to do a successful attack here, taking out so many of the drones as well as the roaches. And I think he already has roach speed too. No, JimRising never got roach speed.
JonSnow.
Jon
Yeah, no,
Snow
Lair
does.
Tech actually started up for JimRising. It just started up.
JimRising never got Lair. Ooh.
Yeah, because when you go for that big roach aggression and try and punish a player with mutilates, like, time is of the essence. You need to get there as fast as possible. You do not want to let your opponent get up those mutilates in a big enough number to just stop any roach aggression that you do. So, kind of makes sense he wanted to skip that, but it is going to end up costing him if JonSnow decides to go for the counter aggression.
That's actually a big deal, I think, here. He did have the drone advantage, though, so he will be able to outproduce as far as the roaches go, but the tech advantage goes to JonSnow. I think the upgrade advantage, though, goes to JimRising. Oh, no, they both have plus... Oh, no, I lied. JonSnow's the one getting +2. Wow.
Yeah, JonSnow with some upgrade leads. This is going to be a really scary push-in, because not only is it like this large roach count for JonSnow... Wait a second. Oh, JimRising didn't make anything. Oh.
Nope. He just died. He droned up to 59, got attacked, and just pretty much died.
All right, well, I did not realize that. I thought JimRising was still making some more roaches, but I definitely misread that.
He got kind of quacked there. His attack was supposed to kill JonSnow, right? Like,
Yeah.
he did all of the right things, but JonSnow was a step ahead when he's like, all right, well, what
Take
can I
4
do with the
gas
information
geysers?
that has been... And I feel
Then
like it's
go
like
to roaches.
a player would be stubborn if they did put down the spire and then go for it. Like, if they just did like, okay, well, I got scouted, let's go for the spire anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's really greedy.
I could see a player, though, doing something like that, but then just still throwing down a bunch of spine crawlers instead, right? Because, like, you still have to remember that there is a little bit of a dangerous game that you play with that, because you still invest those 4 early drones, or sorry, I should say 3 early drones, because you're going to have at least one of the gas geysers. 3 early drones into going to those gas geysers. You're going to be using up, like, the early gas that you have to mine to go for that early lair attack. Like, there's a lot of investment into that JonSnow just abandoned, so it's not without risk, I should say.
Yeah.
But it definitely played out very, very well. So I don't blame JimRising too much, but at the same time, like, that was pretty well played by JonSnow.
He did it.
All right.
Really nicely done. Are
Well-
we going to see repeat of yesterday?
Yep. Game number 3. We're hopping into it. JonSnow versus JimRising. Grand Finals match point, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you guys there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, match point down here in the bottom right-hand corner of the map. The red Zerg player leading up the series 2-0, 1 game away from taking first in the first Chairs4Gaming North America Cup. Give it up for JonSnow.
Oh, vamos, cabrones. It is in the top left corner representing Root Gaming, down by 2. He needs to win 3 in a row. Can he do it? With the 12 pool, it is JimRising. Or perhaps a 13-12.
Oh, big risks. Ruins, or sorry, Lair-like Crest, not Ruins of Saras. Another 4-player map, but yeah, 4-player map, Lair-like Crest. He's gonna have a hard time getting the initial early scout off. This Overlord's gonna see that there's no JonSnow in the top right. Where does he send his Zerglings though? Because I've seen some Zerg players when they go for this. Well, okay, hold on. He's gonna pull up some of these Zerglings initially. This is gonna buy him a little bit of time, I guess, if he's going for that Baneling aggression.
Yep. He is going to be trying to surprise JonSnow. He's hoping that JonSnow is going to do a regular Zerg opener and just drone up. But JonSnow is looking like he is going to go for a earlier pool himself. And he's making lings. So,
Yeah?
he's going to blind counter this pretty much.
Oh, man. Big shout out, by the way. We just had someone sub. Deus Rianosuke. Thank you so much for subscribing to BaseTradeTV. Welcome to the family. All right. Whoa, hold on. We got JonSnow going straight up to a Roach Warren. He's not going to go for a Baneling Nest like a lot of Zerg players will do. And this could get dangerous because, yes, JimRising is only now moving across the map, but with Zergling speed finish up, with these Banelings also being made, is JonSnow going to actually have the Roaches out in time to defend? I guess he will.
Uh-oh. Well, but the thing is, how many roaches is he gonna have?
Oh,
Roaches
the
don't do that
banelings.
well when they're in small numbers. So
JonSnow didn't see the banelings moving. No, he did. He's sending the drones out. Is he gonna realize
Oh,
that these?
wait a minute. Are you insane?
Okay, well he's gonna kill off one of these, but he's gonna lose all of these other drones.
Oh no!
Oh,
Why?
JonSnow losing 5 drones. He's now sitting 12 to 17. The Zerglings are also gonna be able to run over into the main base. Everything.
7 roaches are coming out though.
Oh god, but I mean, these 7 roaches are gonna have to do a lot. Yes, he keeps his natural expansion alive as well, but roaches are taking some damage. They're getting surrounded. They're gonna get taken out.
He's gonna catch 2 of the roaches here, but this is too many roaches as well as the queens. So is the hatchery gonna go down, or the roaches might be enough?
Okay, so JimRising takes his natural expansion, but the thing is, if both of these players just start droning up from here on out, and yes, JonSnow can use some of these roaches to take out these Zerglings while also leaving the queens or some of these roaches back at the ramp to make sure there's no run by, but JonSnow's not really making use of this natural expansion.
I mean, it's just there, almost like a wall, which
Yeah.
is not bad, especially when you're dealing with lings and you have all of the ranged units and whatnot. It's almost just perfect enough as it is, I would say.
Yeah, well, Roachborn is finishing up for JimRising, so he himself is trying to transition out into roaches. JonSnow has also been droning up behind all this, so he is also trying to prepare to actually saturate this natural expansion as he starts to get slightly better defensive posture over here, as these Zerglings are slowly getting picked away at.
Yeah. So he's going to be droning up now. He's overtaken JimRising in that lead, at least by... Oh, they're going to keep on going back and forth. But he does have that hatchery that is continuously being injected. And yeah, that does mean that he is going to be able to make more drones over time. And I do fear for JimRising if he's just going to be going... Okay, well, this is what it is. He's going to go right into lair. Is this the game to finally go for the mutas and have it work out? It is cross positions, and he's definitely down in that drone count.
Yeah, cross
Oh, not
positions
anymore.
means it's going to take a while for these roaches to move across the map, and JonSnow definitely not starting up a lair tech anytime soon. It looks like he's actually going to be going for that 3rd expansion first, which does make it a lot harder to punish a player that tries to go for that really fast Spire play. I mean, at the same time, though, going for the earlier 3rd expansion means you have the potential to throw down Spore Crawlers. Your creep spread's going to be there. You can defend against the Mutalisks for a lot longer, or much easier,
Yeah.
I should say.
Oh man. Well, the time needs to kind of pass here. JimRising is basically just like, okay, if I get attacked in the next like 2.5 minutes, then I'm gonna pretty much hate life. But I don't know. I just think the timing with the 3rd base for JonSnow, he could do another one of those Roach Ling attacks, but he hasn't really scouted yet. He knows that there's no 3rd base here for JimRising, so.
I love this counterattack over here from JimRising, though. He moves out with his Zerglings as soon as he sees those Roaches and Ravagers moving out for JonSnow, and ends up pulling the entire force back, but also killing off the Queen, killing off a couple of workers. Gonna get... Oh, siphons off 2 of these Zerglings. Does JonSnow realize there are fewer Zerglings than made it into the main base?
He should, but it doesn't look like he did. Oh my. He's going to be able to get a lot of drone kills, and if he can get some spine crawlers up, he's going to need at least like 2 to 3 more. JimRising is crazy. He's droning up. He made 10, and he's not making additional spines, but he did make some of the roaches.
Oh my god, that was actually a solid 5 or 6 workers killed right there.
Yep.
31 to 41 workers. JimRising taking the lead in that. If JonSnow cannot make this attack work, then he is going to be in a world of hurt. As the Spire is finished up, the Mutalisks are going to be on the way, and there's not going to be any retreat for these Roaches or Ravagers.
No, it's only 3 at the moment, but those 10 drones, like, drastic measures, right? You know, that's kind of what happens here. He needs to drone, because if he doesn't drone up, then he's going to be behind, even if he gets the mutas out. So the 10 drones that he got away with, if it wasn't for those banelings, I don't know if he would have turned back.
You know, JimRising made that earlier
he would've.
Roach Warren.
Yeah.
And I'm actually wondering, did he make that Roach Warren intentionally in vision range of the Overlord? Because I don't think that JonSnow realizes there are Mutalisks coming. Because he hasn't seen the 3rd for a while.
Yeah, he hasn't scouted, but he might just be assuming that it is Roach. And if I were JonSnow and if it was going to be the Roaches, I would assume that I am ahead. So I don't mind actually. Well, here come the mutas now. The cat's out of the bag. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, gonna be focus firing down those Ravagers. Luckily, JonSnow was not all the way across the map, so he can do at least a little bit of retreat back. Oh, killing. I think
This is so good. These mutas completely caught JonSnow off guard.
Oh, the surprise Muta switch, and here we go. JimRising is just continuing to pump out more and more Mutalisks. There are a couple of queens out on the map, but actually there's only one queen left right now. Spore Crawler is going to be so important for him. And the Overlord
went out onto the
pullback.
map. Oh, Overlord
He's gonna
City.
get so supply block. He can't even make more queens right now.
You can't make much of anything. This is like the eHarmony for Overlords, yo. If you're an Overlord looking for a dig, don't come here though. I mean,
this is the eHarmony where like you get on that terrible, terrible date where you go to the bowling alley, but they end up throwing the bowling ball straight into your face, knocking out 2 teeth. JonSnow is not enjoying his date right now.
It's like a bot instead, you know. You got there and you're like, all right, I'm gonna meet some nice chicks, yo. It's gonna be great. Meet the love of my life here on this phone app. And it's like, yo, check out my free cams at, you know, sugar candy.
It's a literal bot that just shows up to the bowling alley and is just like, check out my free cams.
But this is a great move by JimRising. He's getting so far ahead in the drones, and he's double expanding behind it. So he knows what's up right now. You know, the fact that he has JonSnow on the ropes, taking out roaches here and there, and especially because he is going for roaches behind it. Wow, he's even not donating, but he's moving some of his roaches across the map, JimRising. And he's just going to be going for these drones.
Yeah, but that third expansion for JimRising.
And the Spore Crawler.
Oh,
if I were him, you know, just target the queen and the Spore Crawler, but he didn't really have a lot of focus because there was a third, a run by at the third base of JimRising that did get taken out.
Yeah, it kills off the third base, and as you were saying, the Spore Crawler gets taken out, and oh my god, there's nothing to protect these Overlords or the drones. The drones are in a full-out retreat, but all the Overlords are going to go down once again. JonSnow's going to completely supply block, can't remake any of these units. He's already sitting down 30 supply. Zergling's doing a nice run by over the main base, while the Zerglings over at the other third expansion get taken out.
Oh my.
This is a really weird spot. We're hitting a quasi base trade.
It's kind of weird. The Lings in the main get cleaned up, but that other base got taken out too. So JimRising doesn't hold on to either of his bases, but he did a lot of damage. He did pretty much every one of these roaches are going to die. So even though he got the bases, he will not survive this counterattack. JonSnow, I don't see him surviving this here.
I don't either. And I was thinking maybe in a weird situation, like JimRising, if he's mined out his main and his natural already, it's already the 10-minute mark. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Well, we have 6 infestors. Whoa! JonSnow taking up to infestors. He has pathogen glands on the way as well. If he gets the money fungal,
catches the mutas, that'll be like good. But the roaches.
Yeah, that's true.
He needs the roaches.
GG. JimRising though, taking it.
He's bringing it back
to game number 4. Tempo.
Boys alive.
Do you know what's coming up? Do you know what map is coming up?
I'm so happy right now. Finally. Finally!
We are seeing the one and only Detox.
I'm going back to Detox. Let's get it. Avex, I hope you're still in the chat because we're about to play on your map.
Avex is sending me some messages saying, oh, he's telling me to turn on background sound or like the background music so that it's not super obvious when I alt-tab out, but I don't actually alt-tab out during games. I do not have the APM that Rifkin and Zombie Grub have to tab out during the game and then participate in the chat. I really just don't have it. But, alright, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have a map intro for this one. that is one of the realities of it. That's the only downside of this map. Everything else about this map I love.
There's no map intro, true.
Oh.
Wow, Jim bringing it back.
Alright,
we're going to be going here.
I think that we're going to hop to a really short break as we get ready to hop into the next game. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you guys in game number 4 on the wonderful Avex Detox. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're hopping into it. Game number 4 on the wonderful map Avex Detox. We're spawning down here on the bottom left-hand corner of the map on top of the red Zerg player from Flipside Tactics. Leading up the series 2-1. Give it up for JonSnow.
And in the top right corner, representing Root for Root Gaming, he is bringing it back. It is JimRising.
Tempo, I'm so happy we're not seeing early pulls out of either of these players. We got hatcheries being taken. We got natural expansions. We get to talk about this map.
I'm not ready, man. Look at how beautiful it looks, and the kind of glossy shine that it gives to the buildings and the units too.
Yeah, man.
Looking pretty fresh, if you ask me.
I love the aesthetics of this map, but let's talk about the actual mechanics of the map. So we have a weird sort of setup over here where your natural expansion is actually on the high ground. It's not just one of those in-base natural expansions that's on the high ground, right? Because we've seen that before. What is strange is that there is this pathway straight out of your natural expansion going over to a third expansion that has multiple ramps. You can see over here. You have 2 different ramps.
Oh, I see it. Yep.
So it is a little bit harder to defend that third expansion than compared to a lot of other maps. But the really cool thing I like about this map is if you go down to these bottom over here, we have these gold expansions. The gold expansion has the gas geysers, and in between the gas geysers, we have the fog of war, not fog of war, but the fog. The line of sight blocker that allows a pathway where your opponent can move into your mineral line from the backside.
Just wreck it.
Yeah.
I mean, and ZvZ too. Imagine that. Lings are gonna have a pretty wonderful time.
Oh, it is really, really scary. We'll see if it actually gets to the point, because we haven't seen any of the games get to a 4th expansion. I think the only 4th expansion we saw was JimRising trying to grab his 3rd and his 4th at the same time after realizing that his 3rd was about to be killed. That's the closest we've got to a 4th. Both these players, though, sitting at exactly 28 drones, starting up on that Ling production, as well as some Banelings coming out from JimRising. Well, two Banelings coming out from JimRising very aggressively on the other side of the map. And that might be able to run in and do some damage since JonSnow is moving across the map.
Well, he's trying to go for the the roaches again. And this might be the downfall for JonSnow again. If he is, actually, no, never mind. He made the Lings first.
Yeah.
I thought he was only going roaches right now, so if he cancels the 3rd, he will get it.
Still has a lower number of Zerglings just because he ends up taking a lot of pot shots, but those Banelings, where are they? Where are the Banelings?
I don't know if he made them. Yeah, he did make them. They're just going to be following behind.
Getting an okay hit over there. Killing off a couple of...
Wow, that's actually... No, those kind of hits are actually really good.
Yeah.
Roaches are going to take a bit of time to come out, and they have a long distance to travel before they get to the 3rd. This 3rd could be under fire because there are no Lings over here. No Banelings to zone.
Ooh.
But, I don't think it's going to go down in time, though. Unless JimRising really commits to it.
Roaches are now out. They're moving on in. He needs to get there with the rest of them.
Going for it.
Well, going to be able to pick off some of these Banelings at least. That's also a nice win. But the Zerglings... Oh, nice transfuse. Buys a lot of time for himself.
Oh, being a little indecisive here. He decided not to kill the 3rd base because he might have thought that the counterattack would kill him.
But at the same time, like, he ends up losing all of his Zerglings anyways just to get a scout off.
Yeah,
he does
I
scout
think he
off
should have
the 3
just tried
bases.
for it. Or used the Banelings in order to hit the hatchery, too. And really just went for it.
Yeah, I mean, the Banelings were used on the Roaches, right? So it's like, either way, it's not going to be hyper effective. The Roaches are already going to regen most of that damage they took by the time they get to the other side of the map.
This is going to be such a hard hold for JimRising.
Oh boy. Well, JimRising, he's not sitting too far behind in the Roach count, but it's about the fact that he doesn't have those Zerglings to back it up. Even with the defender's advantage, it's going to be a very difficult hold for JimRising, but here we go. Zerglings getting a full surround already on JimRising Roaches. There's no room to micro, there's no room to run. And the Ravager's also out for JonSnow. I think that JonSnow has got this tempo.
He's just going to push on through. Defender's advantage might not even save him here. Lings are going to come out, but they might be a little bit too late to the party. Oh, he's trying so hard, but he doesn't have the numbers, Fear Dragon. Here it comes. GG, well played. JonSnow is your Chairs4Gaming numero uno champion. Wow.
Congratulations to JonSnow. Did I have the music playing that entire time?
Oh, did you?
Oh my god, my hotkey is for stopping the music and starting it is not working. My media hotkeys. That's really weird.
I'm listening to the
Oh. Well, anyways,
like
I don't want to take any attention away from this. JonSnow with the 3-1 victory over JimRising, once again asserting that dominance that he never ever lets JimRising win a series on his team. I actually want to look this up on a Ligulac. while you go ahead and tell Tempo. First of all, I want to give a huge shout out to Chairs4Gaming, the people who put in, of course, make this possible, the Chairs4Gaming NA Cup. We have $100 for the prize pool, $60 now going to JonSnow. We had, of course, $20 going to be going to JimRising, who came in second place, and Zan, as well as Creature, who subscribed today, by the way. Creature going to be getting $10 for themselves for getting third and fourth place. But big shout out to Chairs4Gaming. They're an amazing, amazing company that if you guys use the promo code BaseTradeTV, you guys can get free shipping and handling, as well as $20 off on your Chairs4Gaming DX Racer chair. These are chairs very much similar to the ones that Tempo and I own. I think someone in the chat earlier was saying that the blue ones were sold out.
That was Freedom. I was like, oh.
Yeah, Freedom was saying that. The DX Racers sell out fast, man. It is crazy. You have to actually be really on top of like making sure you get the model you want, because they do sell out pretty quickly. They're really, really great chairs. Tempo and I, again, both use them. I know that we're both pretty happy with them. And the shipping costs on these DX Racers is pretty high. That is one of the big downsides that I actually see. But if you, again, use the promo code BaseTradeTV, doesn't really matter because you get free shipping and handling. It's a really good deal. Available for North American, like I should say United States and Canada. I'm not sure if it's in Mexico.
Okay.
But of course, we do have a couple of other sponsors that I want to give some shout out to. G2A is another really great organization that we have a partnership over here on BaseTradeTV. If you use the promo code BASE and purchase any of your games, you'll get 3% off the game purchase. G2A is also just generally cheaper than a lot of other game sites with their games, so you can save a good bit of money. And I believe we just recently hit today our 150 minimum requirement for the G2A sponsorship.
Hey, that's a good time to hit it, don't you think? The last day of the month too. Damn.
We had like just basically yesterday and today, I think. So thank you guys so much for everyone who bought some games through G2A. Corsair Gaming, also a sponsor for Rifkin and Zombie Grub, so big shout out to them. I know Rifkin and Zombie Grub really like their headsets as the keyboards and everything else, but you're the last sponsor. Have some really cool wood watches if you want to be all fashionable, if you live in San Francisco or Seattle like I did, or maybe Boston, you want to like be super fashionable like Tempo, and wood watch is a good way to do it. Good way to get that swagger going. But Tempo, where can people check you out as I go ahead and see? I want to see the match history between JonSnow and JimRising.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you want to, guys, you can check out my stream, twitch.tv/TEMP0_SC. SC stands for StarCraft, of course, as I tend to stream almost every day. Just my name _SC. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, I am at Team Tempo, and you spell that with the 0 as well. So I have quite a few songs on YouTube, so if you do search Tempo on YouTube, you should be able to check them out. And if you want to check my songs out and purchase them, Team Tempo or tempo.bandcamp.com, I believe it is, or maybe Team Tempo. I have two Bandcamps that are like the same thing, but I took Tempo and Team Tempo in case people decided to go
marketing.
Yep.
But yeah, guys, check out Tempo. It's freaking awesome. And I want to thank you so much for joining me here today. I think there was a little bit of confusion. Tempo is not necessarily like an actual member for BaseTradeTV. He's not the official member, but he's like the honorary member. He's got an emote. He's had an emote for a while. He's joining us on here for commentary, or like at least joining me for a good bit of the commentary and everything. It's my go-to for any North American events, as well as even some of the other stuff. But
yeah, it's been awesome. We've been doing quite a bit for a good amount of time.
Yeah, man. But if you guys did enjoy the broadcast, and do consider following the channel, subscribing, all that other good stuff. We hit a lot of subscribers, and we do give replays out to all the subscribers. I believe the replays for today will also be given out. I need to double check on that, but I'm pretty sure the replays for today will be given out. I'm like 90% sure, but if they end up not being given out, please don't blame me for that. I'm just like pretty sure that's gonna be the case.
Yeah, you're not accountable for it, right? You should let me say it since I'm not official Base Trade.
Yeah, man, you can just say whatever you want.
There could be plays coming out, but don't sue.
If you subscribe, then Rifkin will mail you a mango. Like, just start saying random shit like that. Rifkin, where's my mango? I've been subscribed for 12 months.
I don't want a Partouf, man.
We ran out of Partoufs, guys. We're starting to send you mangoes.
We're going to send mangoes from now on.
But I do want to also note, if you guys enjoyed the commentary, then you can also follow me over at FearDragon64 on Twitter, Twitch and YouTube is something that I'm going to be starting back up, and that's actually thanks to Daniel, who's also known as DTD StarCraft from SC2HL, has been kicking me in the butt and be like, you should really get your YouTube going. Here, I'll help you out with it. So he's going to be helping me with out. I'm going to be getting a more daily commentary for StarCraft, and also just helps me get that StarCraft fix a little bit more often. But one last note, JimRising and JonSnow have played a total of 3 times, and JonSnow is
every single time.
Every single time.
Damn.
2-0. He did not drop a game versus JimRising until today in a competitive match.
Damn.
So that domination, man. But thank you guys all so much for tuning in. It's been wonderful to have you all, and thank you all to the people who subscribed as well. I'm gonna run that last set of ads before we hop on off, and have a wonderful night, guys.
Yeah, take care, y'all.
And shout out to Oli Moly for adminning.